What it do? This your host Big Worm on CitySpeaksPodcast. Yo, what it do? This your host Big Worm on CitySpeaksPodcast. I'm sitting with you can't mention Tampa culture right now without mentioning QC Media right now. I'm pretty sure nobody seen the face of this guy behind QC Media, but I got my guy J-Rod, special guest J-Rod in the building.
Yes, sir. What's going on with
you? Behind the media, so nobody don't know. Give us an intro who J-Rod is.
Who is J-Rod? I mean, pretty much just a fan. I'm a fan of Tampa music. I'm a fan of Central Florida music. I started doing music here myself like around 2003, 2004. We were at South Florida doing music and promoting parties out there. Then we transferred over to doing clubs. So QC, a lot of people know the name QC in Tampa. You know it as a club promotion, event promotions, and stuff like that. But the reason we started it, like Big Chris and Marquise, the reason they started doing it was to kind of help push our own music.
Probably seen a big void that wasn't filled.
Right, because when you're doing music, you begging DJs to play songs and this, that. So with us, we was like, hey, let's just throw our own parties, and then pay our DJs, and then they got to play what we asked them to play.
That's hard. So you did music 2003?
Yeah, we was doing a lot of local music, like on a college scene, like at USF. So we was doing a lot of things there, concerts. We did a big concert there with some dudes from UT, and we linked up together and did one at the special events center and almost sold it out. No headliners, just us. And
what is the, just speaking and like, I'm big on, I always compare what I go through now, my culture now, to back then. What's different from the partying back then to now?
Honestly, it's just the way the culture is just different now. In most clubs, it's almost like you can't have a good time unless you're spending a lot of money.
Yeah, it was,
you know what I mean? Because if you regular, you out there living, you pay your $10, $15 to get in, and you just standing on the dance floor. Then you see them boys over there.
They popping bottles.
And you see the girls looking at the boys over there. So now you feel weird. You crazy. Like, it used to be like back then, it used to just be like you go to the club, you just go to have fun. Like,
you finna just go to party.
Yeah, we playing that good Tampa music. Everybody dancing, girls dancing with dudes dancing with girls. Everybody just having a good time. Now it's real cliquish, where everybody just hang with who they know, and whoever's spending the most money that's the one that's gonna get the attention.
That's what really partying.
Yeah.
Did music? You gotta. What was your? It's my dog's birthday. It's a fucking timeless. You right now. If somebody's birthday, they probably gonna play that song. What was your? It was made by Skrizzo, and what was your role into? Well, it's my dog's birthday.
The role, it was actually awesome. It was me and Big Chris. It's QC Party started a song. So basically, how it happened was going back again to where we were doing music on campus.
Okay.
We linked up with Stro to do a track when we were out there at USF, and we did that. It was nice. I brought him out to homecoming. He performed it at homecoming, and from there, me and Stro just had a real connection. And so with It's My Dog's Birthday, it was something that Chris used to chant in the club, on the mic. He used to do a lot of MCing. So it was just something he was
Big Chris used to MC?
Yeah, like he used to be a party rocker, man. That's how he got started. So it was just like, people was like, dang, that's catchy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should make that a song. And he hit up Stro and was like, man, I need a beat. Stro put the beat together. Like, you know how you usually say that to somebody, I need a beat. They be like, oh yeah, I got you. 2 weeks later, you like, dang, what a beat. But nah, Stro, like literally, like that same week, Stro was like, how this sound? It was like, because we wanted it to sound like, we wanted to have that Tampa sound at the time, because we wanted to make sure it was something that
from Tampa.
Yeah, we wanted to like pay homage to the city. So
is that the first song to ever chart from out of Tampa?
Oh shit, I don't know. I don't know if it charted. Did it chart? I think Busted Wide Open charted. I know that for sure with Lil Key. I don't know if we was on the chart, boy. I need to check.
I think that song charted. QC Media. What how long QC Media been out? Like, it seemed like right now, if you was into tune with like internet, like IG, it looked like it just started.
Yeah.
And y'all just popped up with 24,000 followers. How long y'all been doing QC Media?
It's two parts to that. Because one, the QC Media on Instagram did just pop up. Like it popped up pretty much in March or April. But what it was more so just a conversion of what I was already doing on Twitter.
Okay.
So a lot of the following came from my Twitter page and Chris's Instagram page, just throwing people over there saying, hey, this is what we're doing now. Because I've been supporting Central Florida like rappers at least since 2010, 2011.
Forever.
On Twitter. Like a lot of people didn't understand. We had like Tampa versus Miami wars. It'd be all fun. But we had like Tampa versus Miami. We'd be like, oh man, Iceberg ain't better than Tom G.
That's crazy. I just posted that on my Instagram. Tom G won. Tom G beat Iceberg in versus on IG.
They homies, but Tom killing Iceberg, man. That's just factual.
When you go on QC Media, bro, you find a lot of artists I ain't even know. Like people in Tampa. What is your search process to finding these artists? Like, bro, you be finding people. I'm like, how you found, bro? Like,
man, like I said at the very beginning of what we were talking about, I'm a fan. Like I'm like a super fan when it comes to music, and I think for me, I've been like, this isn't my first playlist. Like I had a playlist of just Tampa rap like 5 years ago on SoundCloud. Mm-hmm. So I've always kind of been in tune with the different sides of Tampa, and that's kind of how I break it down. Like, okay, who's hot in the West? Mm-hmm. Who hot out South? Who on the Springs? And then it's just like a trickle effect because you start following them on Instagram,
and then you see boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
So I'm following BA4MO. So I go on his page. I see KD Ragu. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see who this is. I go there. I see Just G. Okay, and then next thing you know, it's like YouTube. Like you start out on one video. You start
searching all kind of who this person is. That's very time consuming too, bro.
This whole thing is time consuming.
That's very time consuming. You probably got to do a post right now.
Man, listen, my girlfriend probably gonna leave me because it's so time consuming. We be busy, man.
With you being so in tune with the scene of Tampa, who finna blow? Who's next to blow?
Right now? I mean, the beauty of music is you never know. Like somebody can come and hit a home run like Ron Dollar did. Mm-hmm. You asked me that question 2 months ago. Ron Dollar name might not even come up at all. Yeah. But he hit a home run and now he in that discussion. But so you never know. I'm just saying you never know. But as far as today, people that I'm really high on, Taliban Duda, T9. Buck Sosa, LA, Roboy, who signed with Gucci Man. That's a strong 5 right there.
Straight out of Tampa.
Yeah, all Tampa and all sound different. All of them got different ways, but they all support each other too. And I was really happy when I saw Roboy and Duda chop it up because people have been trying to put them against each other for a long time. But and then there's other ones that it's so many young dudes that's coming up. Some of my favorites when it comes to that is a Puerto Rican dude named Rich Lex.
Yeah. Shout out them. That's the. We'll get into it.
That's Puerto Rican Poppy, man. That's young Drake right there, man. And Big 290 coming out the East Side.
Bro, he's so hard.
Yeah,
290. That's hard. That's he's so orthodox. Like it's unorthodox. Mm-hmm. It seems like he just started rapping, but what he talking about, you can like, yeah, he really lived what he talking about. And is that your favorite part of being on QC Media? Just like discovering like.
Yeah, easily. Like, the favorite part in general is just the relationship with the rappers, because a lot of people think they just see the front end. So they just see you posting videos and say, okay, he posting a video. But anybody can post a video. Yeah. My thing is really, we chop it up in the DMs all the time. Or a lot of them got my phone number. Like, we talking business and just strategy and like, yo, because I think the thing is they respect the fact that we building this platform on our own merit. So it's not like I'm just trying to ride their way.
Trying to like blow up off of them.
It's not like I'm just saying, hey, all Buck Sosa's people, come follow me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like we try to mix it up and be entertaining with other types of videos and stuff. So I'm trying to bring people in to our culture and our world in Tampa. So that's why people say, well, why do you post Orlando stuff? I'm like, well, because I want Orlando to see what's going on in Tampa. Yeah. So I think the fact that the rappers see that, and once we talk, they respect the fact that I'm trying to actually bring some more people to the culture. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, that's my favorite part is just the relationship building, and but definitely discovering new guys, discovering new artists is definitely a big thing for me because I try to do it every day. I try to find somebody new every day.
You post somebody every day, and I'm like, where do you find this guy from, bro?
Yeah,
and
man.
Then with the crazy part, we got a lot of untapped potential in Tampa. Like a lot of people you be posting, I'm like, bro, he really jamming. He really jamming. You just don't know nothing about him. Yeah. How do we? What are we missing for that to happen?
Platforms like this, for one. But there's a lot of things that, and I'm big on identifying a problem and coming up with solutions. Like you got people that complain,
just that's gonna complain forever.
Yeah, and then you got other people that see a void as an opportunity. And I think that's where we at right now. The stage we're in is where there's voids that can be filled. So we need platforms like this. We need platforms like the one we're creating with QC Media that are shedding light on the artists. And also inside the industry, we need more people that are knowledgeable that can maybe be managers. Yeah. You know, that can speak on the behalf of these artists. Because a lot of Tampa's it's a rough city. You know, so a lot of these dudes is street. Like really street. So you can't have them talking to labels directly because
it ain't gonna go right.
You know what I mean? So we definitely have work to do when it comes to catching up with other cities like Atlanta who have this big infrastructure already in place. They can take a rapper off the street,
make him pop.
He can pop tomorrow because it's like, whoop, here's your graphic designer, here's your social media team, here's your, you know what I mean, your management.
Get you a feature, a Young Thug, and they just pop.
So we just gotta keep building those things, and but it's more for me on my end. What I'm trying to do is just continue to like build name recognition with these guys. Like if I see Roboy say something on his Instagram story, like yesterday, well, like last week, I posted it, and I'm like, okay, there's people that don't know who Roboy is yet, but now they see what he said, they're like, dang, he got a good head on his shoulders. Let me go see who this is. And the more they see that name, now it becomes somebody that's just part of the conversation. When they think Tampa, they think Roboy. Same with Duda. You see the name, you just see it over and over again, then that becomes somebody that becomes a household name for you.
Gotcha. So QC Media page it's a media page. Why? Even when you do it, you always like, damn, I don't like posting stuff like that. Why do you not post that negative energy, that propaganda, when you know it's gonna bring attention, it's gonna bring that energy, that fan base is gonna follow? Why don't post it to even get more big?
Yeah, I mean that's one of those constant struggles you're always gonna have when you have a page like this, because I think any creator knows it's like a joke, like comedians. Like a comedian, you know that joke, you can tell that's just gonna spark everything. But your moral compass is like, is this really what I want to put out there? And it's just, it gets to a point, like there's a balance. Like sometimes if I see something I can get a laugh out of it, it's funny, I'll be like, well, whatever, I'll post it, I'll take the heat. But if it's something that's just like, it's just gratuitous violence, like they got, people be posting, grown men, I don't mind kids, there's kids that's running pages and they want to show kids fighting all day, that's fine. But grown men, like, I don't feel comfortable posting a 14-year-old, two 14-year-old girls fighting each other just so other people can be like, oh, dang, you see Lanisha getting beat up on QC Media? Like, come on, man, because then it's going to blow up, and then you got parents coming to you. Like, bro, like, who are you and why you posting this? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My name on the page. So it's like, bro, you grown. Like, why are you posting this? And I feel them. What would I say to that? It ain't nothing I can say, but dang, you right. So, yeah, it's really just a matter of trying to find, just being more creative and just trying to get people to appreciate good, clean fun, like good, clean entertainment. And at the same time, it's a music page. I don't want them to lose sight of that. Like the type of followers you get is important too. Because if you get people that just come to see ignorance, then when you post the music, they just gonna scroll right past it, So it's like, well, this ain't nobody getting their head bust, so let me just go until you get to the next post. So I want to make sure that we're bringing in people that actually want to be engaged with what the core of the page is supposed to be. So, there definitely are ways to get more followers that I don't do, but hopefully over time we just kind of build that culture where people get out of the whole especially blacks, you know, us being black.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get out of that whole mind frame of seeing each other get harmed and thinking that's entertainment. That's not entertainment, bro. Like, that's like, find something else to be entertained by, and we just got to reprogram ourselves.
You posted DJ turned Taliban dude that was on live. The conversation is so prominent in our Tampa culture period. Why and I don't know if you go check it out on the page where they were talking about why do you think it's hard for our artists that's popping a little bit to get booked in our city?
I think it's
or even you want to like what he asked for was way less than what somebody wanted to give him. Why you think it's like that?
I mean, my vantage point on this is a little bit unique because I started out as an artist, but I also literally lived in a house with promoters and DJs.
Okay.
So I see both sides of it. And the one missing element that nobody really discusses is the fans. Because a promoter wants to make money. So if they can pay you $3,000 and they know they're going to get their money back, they'll do it all day. You know, but the problem is sometimes when we do a local show, you promote it, and then the people don't show up. It make it look bad on a local artist, because especially if it's a bigger local artist. So if you're doing a show for somebody that got 2 hits in the club, and you can't get people to pay $20 to come see them perform, then it's like, well, if they not gonna come pay to see him, why they gonna pay to see this young dude that ain't, you know, may not have anything that we playing in the club right now? So it's just that's where the disconnect is to me, is where the artists got to understand that the promoters want to make money. It's literally, I saw somebody say, oh, they don't have the money to get, they got the money. You know, even if 5 or 10 promoters got to come put together their money together, they can book you for a show. But the thing is, you book a hot boy right now, $15,000, the city of Tampa gonna say how much. I don't care how much it costs. I'm in the $30, cool. It's gonna be people at the door saying, I ain't trying to wait in line. I got 100 for you right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what drives the demand. It's like, I know they gonna act like that for Hot Boy. We got to get the city to act like that for our artists. You know, we got to get in. I saw Buck Sosa and Tay Bay had a show.
I was surprised by that because it was packed out.
Yeah,
I was surprised,
and that's a big W for the city. And that's why I was, you know, I even promoted it on the page a little bit. I'm like, bro, we got to do this. Like, these are 2 of the biggest artists in Tampa. If we can't pack out a club in a limited capacity time, then we in trouble.
What do an artist and the promoters have to do for the Tampa to buy in to wanting to go see an artist?
We just have to kind of build. I think we just have to keep building these artists up outside of just the music. Like, we got to get people in touch with who they are as people, so they don't feel weird supporting them. Because a lot of people feel weird supporting somebody from the city that they may not know about, you know.
Just know you from the city.
Yeah, and then it's like, again, it's like, I'm making you rich. You know what I'm saying? Which is a crazy way to think, but that's how people are. It's like, bro, I'm making you rich. I know they paying you $4,000-$5,000 for a show. We probably trying to hit the same females. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm making you rich. I ain't got no money. I done spent my last $50 to come see you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we just got to get out that jealousy and just understand that these boys, especially when they get artists, especially when they get big, they gonna get out the way anyway. These boys gonna be out of town half the time. They not finna be competing with you, you know. And the more people that we have successful in Tampa, the better it is for you if you trying to be an artist, you trying to be anything. Because when they come back to Tampa and they bringing money back, you see all these boys getting jewelry and all that. If they go into Tampa Jewelers, that's money coming into the city.
Money just circulate throughout the city. Yeah,
so people just gotta, you know, get off of that. But the main thing is, I do think, you know, a lot of it is just building like name recognition. I know I talked to Buck and he was like, man, it was people that just know the song and didn't even know my name, and that's the same thing I could relate to, because I used to be in the club, you know what I'm saying, when the song was playing.
Don't you know? And
you know, one person be like, yeah, that's him right there, and they be like, no, stop playing. Like, he don't even look like no rapper. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I feel him on that. So it's everybody else's job to just kind of build that recognition with these artists, so people can get in touch with them and kind of get that connection with them. Like I said, with Tay Bay, I feel like he should have 100,000 followers because he's an entertaining dude.
Yeah,
he's entertaining. He got music. You know, so we just got to get behind these people and support them in ways that like the major labels see, because they looking at followers and all that. It's not the end all to be all for everything, but they looking and they like, dang, you're supposed to be the hottest man in your city, but you know, it's girls on Instagram in your city that got more followers than you.
Right. But we got Tampa has a very stiff, like it's just tough, gritty like crowd when it comes to the culture. You posted, what his name, Saucy Santana wanted to do a song with Buck and Tay Bay. Yeah. And I cried. Our fans went in. I'm looking in the comments. I'm like, they went with it. Well, what's your take on that? Cause I'm gonna tell you, me being from Tampa, it looked crazy off real. Like, nah, we not finna do that. But me, podcast media person, we might gotta make that happen. We might gotta. That's a big look, bro. I got almost 1 million followers. What's your take on it?
I had to sleep on it, quite honestly. Like the first night, and that's the beauty of doing the page, is like I can just post it and just let it be. Mm-hmm. I don't have to give my opinion. I just post it and sit back and watch and see what people saying. But as an artist, especially coming from Florida, like I can understand not doing it. You know, just for the fact that you've been grinding your whole life, you know, to get to a certain place. And with that, you built a certain brand and a certain reputation. And it could be risky. You could literally be risking everything you've built up to that point.
Yeah.
Just for some followers and some fans that may not stick. They may be there for that one song and then that might be it. So I get that. And then on the other side, I get it if you want to do the song with them and, you know, and you just don't care. Like at the end of the day, you are comfortable with who you are. You make your music and it's just music. You know what I'm saying? So if he not coming on the record saying anything outrageous.
Yeah, I think that would have been the crazy part, bro. He would have. I think his verse should have got done first.
Oh, we got to clip the track 2 or 3 times before we drop it. That's for sure. Like you're not finna surprise me when I hear it on Spotify and you talking crazy. Like nah, we can't do that. But listen, I talked to a few people and I was like, you know, just be respectful and take it as a compliment. That's what Tay Bay said. I posted Tay Bay's video when he was talking about it, and he handled it perfectly to me. He just was respectful of old boy, and you know he took it as a compliment. And he said, you know, down the road, right now he's trying to get it on his own 10 toes, like, and ain't nothing wrong with that. And he said down the road maybe we'll do something. Yeah, like I said in my story, I was like Drake, you know, kind of did a song with Big Freedia,
yeah.
You know, but Drake's in a different place in his career where it's like
he wouldn't get that backlash.
Yeah. He know he gonna get that boost from that community, and he's already big enough to where it's like anybody that's saying anything negative is gonna be like whispers in the crowd. It ain't gonna be nobody loud enough to tear Drake down. So. But it was a fun day. I mean, I think both of them should just be, you know, thankful for the stimulus, because I know both of them probably got a few hundred followers just off the post. That's free promo. But you know, you don't have to do the song. Buck been begging JT to do a song for 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she ain't did that damn verse yet. So just because somebody wants to do something with you doesn't mean you entitled to do it. But you just be respectful, and if they really want to do it, they
make it
show
happen.
that money, and we see what happens. Then you got to make a decision.
Gotcha. QC tournament, last year? Earlier this year?
Yeah,
earlier
right
this
when
year.
the pandemic hit.
So earlier this year, you came out QC tournament. Before we get into the tournament, what is it like? What was the process of like artists? Like, damn, why was I left off the list? What was that like? I know you had with you finding a lot of artists. I know a lot of artists like, damn, why didn't I make the list?
For sure. So the way it was, and it was done like this on purpose, because in my opinion, it's not too many people that could put the tournament together,
and then still,
you know, and do it right. I think Tom G could have done it because he has a massive following and a lot of people in the city follow him, but it's a handful of people. So we wanted to do it. Chris came up with the idea. He wanted to do a tournament, just to kind of give people something to talk about while we were sitting at home. You know, there's no partying. Like this one was really locked down. So it wasn't no fake. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Chris is genius.
One thing about Chris, he come up with ideas, and what makes him special is he's not one of the people that just sits on an idea. It's kind of like how Master P was back in the day. Like he's just gonna do it, and if it don't work, it don't work. But the next idea coming.
Gotcha.
So he wanted to do a tournament, But when he posted it, like he ain't say nothing to me at first. He just posted it, and I hit him up. I was like, Chris, you gotta let me, you gotta let me kind of quarterback this because I don't want people already. Some of these boys already don't like you. I don't want nobody to come to the club try to shoot nothing up. So let me help you with this. So what we did was it was by nomination. So Chris got 25 at the time, like 25,000 followers. Nominate the rapper that you want on it. We'll take those nominations. Whoever get the most nominations, whatever, we'll put them in the pot, and then we'll seed them from there. So the people that weren't on it, it was because not one of their friends or homeboys or fans put their name on that comment list. Like this was 2 weeks before we actually did the tournament, so it was there for a minute.
That's big. I ain't know that. I really thought you guys just like.
We didn't say, hey, here's our favorite 36 rappers, like, because it was few people on it that I had never heard of before at that time. I hadn't heard of Rich Lex at that time, but so many of his people came to the page and was like, yo, Rich Lex got to be on here. So I listened to the music. I was like, dang, Chico nice.
He hard. Yeah, he hard. Well, when you seen the list of the 32, did you already knew like Tom was gonna win this?
I didn't know for sure if he was gonna win because I think again, it's going back to who follows Chris's page, and that crowd is a little, mature. So, yeah, I was thinking probably Tom G or Buck Sosa because, they're kind of in that same crowd that goes to QC parties. Like if it was a younger kid that did the tournament, and most of his followers was people that was around Duda and T9, those two could have probably had the most votes because it was based on votes. So you would have to go to the Instagram story and vote. Like the way we did it though, we wanted to highlight the music. Like we weren't just trying to get no clout or nothing like that. We were trying to highlight music. So I would post a video of each rapper. So if it was this rapper versus that rapper, I would make one video with like both of their music on there, so you could listen to their song,
see who that person, so you can check out their music.
Yeah. So it was, again, even back then, it was the whole thing was about building the recognition with these artists. So getting Tampa people to get familiar with supporting and listening to artists out loud. Like it's okay to say you're a fan of Road Boy. It's okay to say you're a fan of LA to Go. Don't say it to your homeboy. Say it out loud. And that's the only way they're gonna get outside the cities if y'all know how to support them, vocally. So yeah, we just put it together, and the seating part was probably just where we had the most control.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I mean that's we just wanted to be respectful of people that have been putting in work, and guys that deserve to be, because people from outside the city were looking. Like we had DJs from West Palm Beach that was like, yo, I'm locked in. DJs in New York, we locked in, trying to see what's going on in Tampa. Because again, that's the good part about QC is like we've been doing parties so long that it's connections.
Probably the most connected thing in Tampa.
So it's like it's not like we just doing this for the internet. Like no, there's DJs that we went to school with and that's now prominent in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Prominent in New York, LA. Like these are people that we're trying to introduce to the music. So it was a good look for the city in general, but we had to do it. We couldn't just throw it together. We wanted to make sure it looked as good as possible. You're gonna make some people upset, but
so
what you gonna do?
Who you think profited the most from the tournament?
I don't know. I don't know who really profited. I think honestly, the most beneficial part of it was artists finding out about other artists. Because a lot of these guys, I think I talked to LA, and he was saying how like Tay Bay didn't really know his music was like that. Like he didn't know LA the GOAT was like really snapping like that.
Oh man.
So after the thing, I think they ended up doing some stuff together. They still teasing the 8 Bands remix. You know what I'm saying? He gonna tease that to no end, but we saw a lot of stuff like that. Like Jit Swift and Cheeks Boss Man, they ended up doing a freestyle battle during the tournament, which was probably like the highlight of it for me because them boys really started rapping, and like people was like Cheeks is a different kind of dude because he kind of stayed within his circle in the city. So a lot of people know the name, but they be like, he just be hanging with his people. Yeah. But Cheeks is really perfectly fine with working with other artists, And I think the fact that they saw him do the rap with Jit Swift, and then after that was done, they did a song together. So they did it. I think they released it on SoundCloud, but they did a song together, and then it was like, okay, people start, and even then, Cheeks also did a live with Y Smooth and Road Boy, and literally that same night, they all in the studio together.
I could see that because him being that made him tangible. Because usually you see him either with Big Future or Zoe Dollar, so you be like, nah, he out of here. You can't really just reach out to him.
It's like high school, you know what I'm saying? Like the popular kid, like, man, I ain't finna try to talk to them. They over there doing their thing. They got big money and, you know, but no. So once you had that one conversation, though, it's like, oh, nah, he regular. He just, you know, he making his moves the way he make them, but he regular. And it just bridged a lot of gaps in the community. And I think that was, I don't know if I can say one particular artist benefited the most, but I think everybody kind of, you know,
got some exposure.
Got to some respect for each other, because when you running your own race, a lot of times you're not paying attention to who in the lane over to the left and to the right. But when you actually sit down and listen to the other artists, it's like, okay, I'm not the only one snapping here. But one person that did get a lot of attention, especially early, was Pyro the Poet.
I was finna say that. Y'all turned me on to Pyro the Poet, 2-Way G. He with Rich Lex. I listened to both of their music. I'm like, I ain't even know they were from the city.
Because it's a whole different world, like that area. Like, we don't really be over there like that. So
Pyro the Poet hard.
Yeah,
she hard.
Yeah, Pyro big. Like when you talk about, and I didn't say her name when we was talking about Next to Blow, but she definitely on that list.
Yeah.
Like she definitely on that list.
Who? Controversial question. Who your top 5 in the city?
It's not. I mean, for me, it's easy.
Easy.
I mean, because Tom G gave me the caveat that I don't have to mention his name because he's already a legendary.
Legendary.
So that takes one spot away. I don't have to say Tom. So I mean, right now, I would say it's and it's hard to say 5. I can say 6.
I was gonna put 10. I'm like, that's too easy.
Nah, I'm not. Yeah, don't do me 10. But I think 6 is pretty in no particular order. I think you gotta have Tay-Bay, Buck Sosa, LA the GOAT, and then Taliban, Duda, T9, and Road Boy. That's the 6. To me, that's my starting 5 and +1. Like
that's a hard 6.
Because all of them, and the reason I say that is because all of them, it's not just music. I think that's where a lot of artists get confused, where they just think, oh, they music ain't this, that, or the other. It's not just music. It's where are you in the race, you know? And right now, those guys are at that point where they just need more of a push from us. Like Buck Sosa, he signed with 300 ENT. LA the GOAT, you see him talking to Jermaine Dupri and them all the time. So you know he got something up his sleeve. Road Boy, he signed with Gucci Man. Duda, he got situations. He I think I previewed the song he had with Don Cannon, which was a big producer in Atlanta. So you know he got something up his sleeve he ain't telling us about. T9, you know the T9 got probably the biggest fan base out of any artist in Tampa right now.
Yeah.
So all of those guys, they're not just doing the music, they're doing everything else that's going to put them in position to get outside the city as well. So that's why those are the people that I named.
That's why I can go at that. Yeah, and they hard too. It ain't like they music.
Oh yeah,
not even there. They hard.
Ain't no bap
too.
stuff. Nah, these boys hard too. Coming. I'm not gonna name nobody that's trash. I'm sorry.
How do you feel about the? You know, I travel a lot. I be in Atlanta, Miami, and I listen to the radio a lot. And you can hear, like, before Lil Baby blew up, I heard him on the radio down there. I heard a song. Probably my dog, but this before we got to Tampa. Like, they radio. Them off the top of my head, them 2 radio stations down there, they fuck with their artists. They gonna try to break an art. They gonna, even I was listening to a DJ Khaled interview. He said he used to get suspended from the radio station because he used to try to break local artists on, because this is what the streets listen to.
Yeah.
Why don't you think? Why don't our local radio stations do that?
I think it's twofold. I think one is we don't really have any true hip hop stations.
I can see
94.1, like they call it the party station. Like, it's literally not classified as a urban radio station. They just happen to play rap music because that's what's popular right now. And then 95.7, like, I was around when that station got created, and I had high hopes for it because of some of the DJs that they were bringing in, but their structures almost like R&B and classic hip hop. You know what I mean? That's what they've gravitated towards. So we really just don't have like that real radio station like the ones in Atlanta. Like my friend Ferrari Simmons, he works at 94.5 Streets in Atlanta, and he's got the free reign to play music that's from the city that may not have major label backing and stuff like that. Whereas in Tampa, the only time they really can play music that's not force fed to them from the labels is in the mix show. And even then, I think they know that their crowd, the people that listen to the crowd, aren't really tuned into the streets like that. So they just don't really play it. And then last is a lot of the radio personalities, and it's no disrespect to them, but a lot of them aren't even from here. So so they don't really know the culture of Tampa. Like they basically came for a job. It's like if Amazon hired me to work in Seattle. You know,
doing your job.
I go there. Yeah, I'm doing my job. I'm playing records. I'm not in the streets of Seattle to find out what's jumping. Like, so that's really a disconnect. And again, it's nobody's fault. It just is what it is. So I appreciate people like Babs, and I think David Rolando, he's trying now to kind of get connected with what's going on outside of the Ybor City crowd. You know, you don't
cater to them.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
He do cater to them,
but that's what pays his bills. You know what I'm saying. So I can't knock it, but I do see him making the effort with the IG lives and stuff like that to try to get connected to the Tampa to the Tampa culture and to the sound and just the different artists. It's not easy to do. You know, but the only way you can do it is to start. Like you got to jump into it, you know, get to know one artist, and then from there you can get to know another one, and hopefully we get to a point where the radio stations can, I don't know, whether DJs maybe can just have a little bit more power to play some records, you know. And
I do feel like we got the artists that can be on the radio.
Oh, for sure.
Tracks that could be on the radio.
Listen, Roadboy, that Roadblock Groove was one of the hardest songs I've heard, period. Like when it comes to just the mainstream appeal, like that song. Before he got signed, that was my track one on. I have a playlist on Spotify and Apple called All Eyes on Tampa. That song was number one on there for a reason. Like I just knew that song to me should be out of here already. Yeah. But who's playing it? You know, it's sad, but he's gonna get played on Atlanta radio
way faster
before he gets played on Tampa radio, and it's unfortunate.
Super crazy. I need to look into how to make a radio station, man. We do need to get on the ass.
I'm telling you, like we certainly need representation, like because it's so much music that could get played. 8 bands don't get played on the radio,
and it should.
8 bands one of the hardest songs, and people listening to 8 bands in Texas right now. But I don't think two step might have been on the radio or something. I'm not sure if it ever got a rotation.
I want to say I saw Tampa. I think I heard that in the mix. I think they throw a Tom G song in it. Tom G should have his own station. He should get a 95.7 need to point out. They need to get the Tom, man. He need his own segment on that, man.
Really do. I mean, because other cities do it. Other cities let celebrities have their own 2-hour segment. Like, I don't know what the disconnect is as far as Tampa, why we can't do it. Because little do they know that would bring a lot of traffic to the station. A lot of traffic. Because radio stations have power. Like, you see what we trying to do. We happy when somebody get 5,000 views. On the radio station, you getting 50,000, 500,000 people listening to that song as soon as you play it. So it's power in the radio still. They just not exercising it to, for the greater good of the city.
They need to tap in. I am a show 4 questions.
All right.
What's the biggest challenge you done face?
In regards to what?
I asked 2. What's the biggest challenge you faced in life?
Okay.
And let's say with the media page.
In life? Dang, I don't even know. I mean, I don't know, because I think from birth, because originally I'm from Orlando, so I was born on Mercy Drive in Orlando, which is like the project. And from there we lived in Pine Hill, so I've had challenges all my life, but it's like when that's just your norm, you don't really think about it.
That's life.
And then the other stuff that comes up after that, it may be a challenge, but you don't even. I ate cereal for dinner, so you know what I'm saying. So what is really a challenge? So I have to get back to you on that one. Gotcha. But as far as with the media page, the biggest challenge is just trying to make sure everybody's happy. It's a balance with these artists, because my DMs are flooded with people. Oh, post me, bro. And like I have to tell them, like, bro, I'm not gonna post 500 people at once because one, I can't do it. Because if you see how I post, I do some graphic stuff with the post. So I'm not just I'm not just ripping it off your page and then putting it on mine. I'm trying to make it look professional. So that takes some time. And two, I don't want to flood the page because then it's too much. It's just like not enough. So if I put 100 rappers on the page today, and all of y'all have a minute video, that's 100 minutes. You want people to spend 100 minutes on my page listening to artists? I'm not even gonna do that. Yeah. So I want to make sure everybody's getting a fair like shake, and that's why I only post like 3, 4, 5 music videos a day because I want to make sure those artists get the light. Yeah, and I don't want it to be dead after tomorrow. Like if somebody comes to the page every other day, I don't want them to have to scroll for 2 minutes to find what was on there yesterday.
Gotcha. What's the biggest lesson you done faced in life?
One lesson, and I think that pertains to what we're doing here, and what you're doing too, is just believe in your ideas. Gotcha. Like when you have ideas, I think by nature I'm someone that has self-doubt. Like I'm real meticulous about things, and I'm like, well, if so and so, like that's why when I was doing music, that's why I stopped doing music, because I was like, well, if Tom G's like literally from here, and he's not a millionaire doing this music, what makes me think I'm gonna do it when I'm living in this same city? His music's great. You know what I'm saying? People love him. There's nothing I can do that he can't do, you know what I'm saying, to blow up. So like that's always been something that I dealt with, like just thinking too much, overthinking. And in life, especially now where things come and go so fast, you should just do what you believe in. Like if you got an idea, put it to paper, put a plan in place, and make it happen.
See what it do.
Yeah. So like you did with City Speaks, it's like, yo, I'm gonna just jump in and we can adjust on the fly.
Figure what.
But it's best to get on the field and just do it, and learn. And so that's something I'm still even now learning and battling with every day.
Gotcha. What's the best advice you done got received?
Best advice I've received. It kind of goes hand in hand with what we just talked about. Just the best thing somebody told me is just like believe in myself, like believe in what I do. Like I've been, like when we started the QC Media page, like I said, I've been doing similar stuff on Twitter for years, but I never was like, I didn't come to Instagram because I was like, well, like I'm gonna have to start all over. And like you said, it's like I'm coming out of the blue. Like, who is this? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So people might resent the fact that I'm coming here trying to do this, and then you got other people that have been doing the same thing that you're trying to do, and they might look at you like, well, why you think you can do this if we ain't been able to pop it off? But the main thing people just say, don't care. Like people that are gonna rock with you are gonna rock with you. Yeah. If you solid and you just doing things from the heart, like everything that I do is with a genuine heart. Like I genuinely want to use this platform to help. It ain't about me doing nothing or me getting. I was cool with people not knowing who I was. You know what I'm saying? like you said, like I was cool. The only reason I felt like we should put a name to it is because when you're dipping into these guys' lives, they should know who's talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So if I post Duda and Turn talking about something, they should know who's posting it. I know who they are. They should be able to look and say, oh, okay, that's J-Rod doing that. You know what I'm saying? So then they can judge me or feel however they feel, but they know who they can contact if they got issues. But yeah, like just do everything with a genuine heart and believe in yourself.
Gotcha. What's the worst advice somebody gave you?
Worst advice. I'm gonna try to keep it PG, so I'm thinking something.
Man, this City Speak, man. This CitySpeak podcast, man.
Nah, I was just joking. I don't know. I haven't really. You know what's funny with me is like I'm that person that knows a lot of people, but I don't really have those close relationships with people to the point where we having these deep conversations. A lot of conversations I have are surface level, with people. There's only literally like people I've grown up with like for 15, 20 years that we really have deep combos with. So I mean, as far as worst advice, I honestly don't know, and I know I'm cheating right now. I'm trying to think, man. Worst advice.
Somebody that gave you worst. Somebody that told you to do this and it was stupid.
Oh man, I don't know, though. I don't know.
Okay, another question. What is it like being like? You can't mention Tampa and not mention QC. This a big staple in Tampa. What is it like being a part of that?
It's cool. It's cool. Like honestly. And I think this is kind of how I stay current. Is like I really don't live in the past because I know like everybody's starting point changes every day. So a lot of these kids that I'm talking to now ain't never been to a club, so they may not even know QC. They might think we QC Migos and them. You know what I'm saying?
QCP and all them.
So it's cool for the people that know what QC stands for. I think that helps us out because they know. When you put that QC name on anything in Tampa, it has a certain there's a certain quality that we like to uphold. So if they saw the media page, they know we're not just gonna half-ass it. We're gonna really try to make this look as good as possible, and we're gonna do it the right way. So it's cool because that's kind of built in. So it makes it easier to build these relationships with the rappers and the artists and the producers because they know we not finna just be out here playing around, and they also know. This isn't the end all be all for us. Like QC, we've been doing stuff forever. So if y'all rock with us, cool. If y'all don't rock with us, cool. You know what I'm saying? This isn't gonna make my life. I got another full 9 to 5. We got other ventures, so it's not even about like business with me. It's really just about the personal relationships that we're trying to build and just trying to use our connections to help the city out. But yeah, like I said, I do like this, like live in the present where I think a lot of people live in the past. Like I don't talk to these dudes and say, "Oh yeah, QC, we used to do this and we were doing." I don't know. I just look at things like as if somebody was talking to me, and I don't really want people talking to me about all the stuff that they done did. You know what I mean? Like I'm big on just what can you do for me now?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
What are you doing now?
And because that's what all these kids really care about. Like, okay, you QC, that's cool. How you gonna help me? and I feel them, so that's kind of how I operate. I'm like, shit, like, you right, let's get to work.
Gotcha. So back to what's the biggest challenge you done faced?
The biggest challenge?
Listening to it sound like just life was just like you say you grew up on Mercy.
I mean, life it's just been, I think I'm one of them people that good things just never happen in, like when something good happens, you waiting for the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, perfect.
Like that's always kind of been my life, and not to the degree where it's just like horrible. Like my life is really good, you know what I'm saying? But I've always had that kind of luck where it's like, oh yeah, this going good, and then boom, your car. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I just made an extra $2,000. Boom, here go a bill for $4,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been stuff like that. It's just like, whatever, man. You just looking up like, man, you funny. You know what I'm saying? You talk to God like, man, you a funny dude, man. But all in all, man, I'm really a positive person. So a lot of things that come my way, I don't really let it bother me too much.
Take the punches and keep rolling.
Keep moving, man. That's all you can do.
That's all right. I was excited to sit down with the QC media. Y'all show me love anytime I post something. You see, you like it. I love it. Is there anything we didn't touch on you want to touch on or anything we missed?
Nah, I mean, I can always come back for part 2, man.
Always.
So, I
we
mean,
always here.
I definitely appreciate you having me here. And like your platform, I want to say for anybody listening, like this platform is something that the city needs. We need appreciate a place where people can come have raw, candid conversations, and you get to know people. Like, hopefully you listen to this, and hopefully you learn more about me as a person. You know what I mean? And that's the same way we can do with these artists and everybody. I know politicians. Anybody that's in the city of the culture. This is a good way to find out more about them, and just keep supporting. I appreciate it. And I definitely support you 100.
Appreciate it. QC Media, CitySpeaksPodcast. We out. CitySpeaksPodcast.
One time for the killers and the drug dealers. Getting money, bitches, dodging all the fuck niggas. I was raised in the Bay where we really handle business. Really run them bands up.